Now listen, I don't want you to judge me on this or attack me on this, but I picked this up right away without reading the full cover, the full title, the full story behind it. And the wife was standing on the side of me, and I looked at her and I went, Behind the Movement. Is it a movie about having to take a dump? Is this a movie about bodily function? Is this about constipation? Is this a constipation movie? Is that what this is? And I'm telling you, if you look at the side right now, just look at the side. It says Behind the Movement, and I was like, is this a documentary on how I can't go to the bathroom? Is this going to help me to figure out, you know, what I should be eating? Do I have too much potassium in my diet? What is going on? That's what I thought this was. But then as I read the front, it said Behind the Movement, the Rosa Parks story. Yes, Rosa Parks. You remember her? Listen, I've been working all day. I don't want to sit in the back of the bus. I want to sit in the front of the bus. Get out of my way. I don't care what you do. Arrest me. Do whatever you're gonna do. That's what this is. So this is not a movie about constipation and diarrhea. This is not a diarrhea constipation movie. So if you see this at your local Dollar Tree, don't think it's going to help you out with that. It's not what it is. Behind the Movement is not that. It's not Behind the Movement. It's not. It's the Rosa Parks story. Yeah. And I was like, I was gonna pass it up. I was like, well, I looked at it. I'm like, Behind the Movement. I looked at the front. If I didn't read this little tiny writing right here, this little tiny writing, but if I didn't read the little tiny writing that said the Rosa Parks story, I probably would have just passed. So I would have picked it up because I was like, I could see the guy holding her, and he's like probably really worried that she hasn't gone to the bathroom in a while, and that's what I thought it was. I looked at the back, and I'm like, these must be doctors. And if you look at the front, look, it's like I thought that was like ambulances and stuff. Like she's constipated. We got problems here, poor lady. But then after reading, I'm like, the Rosa Parks story is Behind the Movement. The movement of yes, you know, people should be able to sit wherever they want to sit and go to the bathrooms wherever they want to go during this time period. I got it. I understood. And I'm like, you know what? How ignorant of me to try to pass up this kind of movement. I need to learn more. I need to educate myself a little bit better. So yes, I grabbed the Rosa Parks story, Behind the Movement. Yes, it's not about poo. It's not about going to the bathroom. It's about Rosa Parks. And she was tired that day, and she didn't want to sit in the back of the bus. She was like, hell no. I ain't. Listen, you go sit in the back of the bus. And I think it's kind of funny nowadays because if you think about your high school days, and I think about this. Whenever anybody brings up Rosa Parks, I always think about this. When I went to high school, all the cool kids sat in the back of the bus. But listen, she was tired. She worked on. She was tired. She didn't want to go in the back of the bus. I get it, but I know how it is nowadays with the kids. All the cool kids sit in the back of the bus. All the not so cool kids sit in the front of the bus, and they always have those long conversations with the bus driver. And those are the ones that you're kind of like, what's wrong with them? Why do you have so much to say to the bus driver? When I used to take my bus when I was in high school, I'd go to the back of the bus. I sit in the back of the bus and mind my own business. But then I'd be watching like the people in the front of the bus, all the other kids, and sitting in the front of the bus, and they're talking to the bus driver like they're hanging out, having coffee and tea and crumpets and stuff like that in the afternoon. And I was like, that's a little weird. It's a little weird that the bus drivers like that. And we had a cool bus driver. She's like one of these, like, you can smoke in the back of the bus, you can do whatever you want in the back of the bus. We don't care what you do in the back of the bus, but don't do anything in front of me. So I'm like, okay, so all the people up in the front, those are all the good guys. Those are good guys over there, not doing anything wrong. They're all being nice in the front, having a long conversation. How's your kids? How's your family? What's going on? You're an awesome bus driver. And we all in the back doing all the wrong things. Okay, so yeah, you know, but you can comment below. Were you the cool kid in the back of the bus? Maybe you were the mid-range kid. Maybe you were I got on the bus just a little bit too late, and I had to sit in the mid. Or maybe this happened to me a couple times. You're the kid that had a problem getting out of your locker, getting your books, and then you run into the bus, and you're that kid that had to stand up, hang, and if you remember the school buses, they don't have the little hang things like you're on a train or something like that. You had to hold on to the top of the seat and hope that this lady didn't hit no brakes. You know she hit some brakes on purpose to see how many people she can knock down, because she wasn't that nice, okay? But yeah, that happened to me a couple times. I was stand there a couple times, you know what I mean, until somebody finally get off that bus, and then you get to grab that seat, and then what always happens, you get that look. You know, you get the look from that one kid that didn't want you to sit next to them. They were thankful with the friend that they had, because this was all planned. They got on that bus together, but then all of a sudden, you know, their friend had to get off at that stop, and now there's the open spot. And then every once in a while, you get a nice kid. You get a nice kid over there, like, hey, you want to sit? You know, here it is, right here. And sometimes I would just stand. I look at the kid, and I'd be like, no, I'm not. I don't want to sit next to you. I don't even like you. No, I prefer to stand. You know, that's the kind of jerk I was back in high school. Yes, I'd be like I'm not sitting next to you. You just want to have a conversation with me because that's gonna be the highlight of your day. jerk. That's what I said. Big jerk I was, okay? And think how stupid that was. I'm the guy standing, okay? I'm standing because I'm a stubborn jerk. I didn't want to sit next to the kid over there that was picking his nose and rubbing his crotch. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. You might have said no too.